Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been indicted on some very serious charges. Uh, Now, this is according to Attorney General Akavai Mendebelt, who announced this on Thursday. Uh, the charges that Netanyahu is facing is bribery, fraud, and breach of trust. So let me go through these charges here that were announced back in February, actually. Mandelblit said he was considering indicting Netanyahu on one count of bribery, three counts of fraud, and the breach of trust in three different cases. Now, the cases are known as Case 1000, Case 2000, and Case 4000. So now, Case 1000 alleges that Netanyahu had improperly received gifts, including cigars and champagne, from Hollywood mogul Arnon Milchan and other supporters. So you can't take gifts, especially from foreign governments. And so, yes, this would be obvious corruption. Case 2000 alleges that Netanyahu had also worked out a deal for favorable coverage with Arnon Noni Moses, a publisher of an Israeli newspaper, so paying for positive stories. Not only that, but Yediot Aharonot in exchange for backing a bill that would weaken a rival newspaper. So we were apparently worked with that person. Not only that, but you have Case 4000. Case 4000 alleges that Netanyahu had made regulatory decisions that favored the Bezek Telecommunications Group in exchange for positive coverage on the news site Walla. So these are serious charges, like I said, positive coverage and receiving gifts. Yikes. Now, of course, Netanyahu has denied these charges and said that he's a victim of a witch hunt. Now, he faces about 10 years in prison if convicted of bribery and a maximum of a 3-year term for fraud and breach of trust. So now, right now, Israel is facing a little bit of instability. Netanyahu is trying to stay in power. They still can't seem to form a government because of the opposition. And so this indictment is just another piece of complication in that situation. Now, Netanyahu actually had seen these indictments coming for quite some time. And so he had hoped to have won this election so that he could pass legislation that would prevent the prime minister from being indicted, specifically himself. Now, imagine that, right? Passing a law before you're about to get indicted, and you know you're about to get indicted, saying that, oh, I can't be indicted. That sounds a lot like something President Trump would do. For reals. And look, here's what Netanyahu is saying about these charges, these allegations, right? He says, quote, I give my life to the state. I fought for it. I was wounded for it. I have to say this is a very hard day. I think you need to be blind to see that something wrong is going on. This is a political coup. Now, hold on here. Political coup is what happened in Bolivia. A political coup involves the military forcing an elected leader to step down. Is the Israeli military, is the IDF out here telling Netanyahu to resign or forcing him out of office? No, of course not. That's ridiculous. Again, if that was what's happening, then yes, we would correctly call it a coup. But he's using this hyperbolic, vitriolic language to say, oh, no. It's a coup. It's a coup. No, you couldn't get enough votes to get a government. And now you're being indicted for what, again, are serious allegations of fraud and bribery. Now, he continues by being super Trumpian and attacking the process. He said, it's very disturbing what's going on here and how the police have conducted this investigation. He says that the process has been contaminated and has suggested that they investigate the investigators. Oh, it's not me that's corrupt. No, it's them. You need to investigate those guys. I think he has learned a lot more than from Donald Trump than I think anyone, right? He says that they didn't want the truth, that they are after me personally. Hashtag witch hunt, right? Again, no wonder Trump loves this guy. He's basically the Israeli Trump. Now, look, here's the thing, right? Even though I'm obviously not in favor of Netanyahu, they need to stick to the facts, right? And this does need to be a fair process, and they do need to find out what actually happened. And you know, if he didn't do it, if he is not guilty of these things, well, then that should be adjudicated in court. If he did do those things, well, then of course he should be removed from office immediately. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know how I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent, progressive media.